Welcome to our East Tennessee. My name is Andy Warner, and today I'm sitting down with Lisa Luster, the Executive Director of the Johnson City Area Homebuilders Association. And they're an organization that play a major role in shaping homes, neighborhoods, the growth, the future of East Tennessee. When most people think of building and contractors, they're thinking about structures and job sites, but there's a huge impact on the local economy, on affordability, on economic growth, the trades, and all of that affects the future of East Tennessee. So Lisa, thanks for making some time to sit down with us.
I appreciate being invited.
All right, so tell us just a little bit about yourself, your roots, and your background in East Tennessee, and then how you became involved in the Home Builders Association.
I'll be glad to. All right, so I've lived here a very long time. We were an Army family. We transplanted here when I was 5. I will not tell you how old I am, but I'm closer to 60 than I am to 59. So we'll just go with that. So I've been here a very long time. I grew up in the school systems here in the city of Johnson City. I now live in the city of Elizabethton, technically more Carter County than the city. So I come at it from a lot of different directions. My husband was from the Sullivan County area and Kingsport area, Colonial Heights. So I know the area very well. The Home Builder Association, I actually cover from Johnson County to Greene County. So I really know the area pretty decently. Growing up here, going to school, graduating from Science Hill, going to ETSU, 3 children, 4 grandchildren, a 4-legged menace of a golden retriever that we call Bentley, again, home in Carter County, so I know the area. And I forget what else you asked me.
How did you get involved with Home Builders Association?
How did I get involved? A very good friend of mine had been the president of the Home Builder Association while I was working in the medical field. And when the decision got made that it was time to leave that, and I thought, what's my next steps? Home Builder Association became my next step. Knew nothing about, other than I lived in a house, really didn't know much about it.
Okay.
So serious learning curve, but loved it, loved the people, loved the contractors, subcontractors, all of the members of the association, and just started learning. Built a couple of houses through ASP and Habitat for Humanity and never looked back.
Awesome. So if you were to describe to one of my kids on a 5th grade level what your job entails, how would you describe that?
On a 5th grade level? I don't know. What was that show? Am I smarter than a 5th grader? I don't think that I am. Let's see. On a 5th grade level, my job is herding cats.
Okay.
Or pinning water to walls. So I deal with municipalities, and the municipalities are the City of Johnson City, City of Elizabethton, Carter County, Washington County, City of Greenville, Greene County, Jonesboro, did I say Johnson County? Johnson County, Mountain City area, yeah. So I deal with the cities and the counties. I deal with their building departments, their planning and zoning departments. We work together. I deal with legislators. So we have state representatives and state senators. We also have federal. So we have congresswomen here and congress people. So anything that affects how something is done has a bill attached to it, has a law, and we work to help create those or fight against them when they are working against us.
So what's something about the home building industry that most people just totally misunderstand?
Why something costs what it costs. Our builders are not out there going, ooh, that looks like something that I should charge $1 million for. That's not the game that gets played. What people don't understand is there is a cost to absolutely everything. So if they don't already own a piece of land, but they want a house built, the land has to be purchased. Does the land already have the infrastructure, the water, the power, the septic or sewer going to the piece of land? Is it hilly? Is it holy? Are there rocks everywhere? Are there trees everywhere? How much excavation has to be done on it to prepare the land before the building can even be purchased? And now let's talk materials fees. So whether you're building a stick built, 2x4s, 4x4s, all of that, or 2x6s, can't forget that one, or it's going to be cold form steel, there's costs with all of that. And after COVID, the costs for materials have skyrocketed. They've gone up, they went up quite a bit. If everybody remembers, in 2001, you couldn't buy a piece of OSB. You used to be able to get it for $7, and then all of a sudden it was $45, and then it was $65. The builder has to acknowledge all of that. Then you have the infrastructure, as I was talking about, with water and electricity. So you're dealing with the utility companies. Well, they're mandated that certain things have to be done their way, and it has to be TDEC approved. So there's just expensive. And then you've got the people that you have to hire, or the general contractor has to hire to come in and do the framing, the roofing, the finish work, the concrete work, all of those things. These are all human beings that need money. They're not going to do the service for free. So when a builder is looking at a job, he is having to literally look at every aspect of it and figure out what those costs are going to be. And there may be an over-under on it, but that's why there's a cost plus contract normally for a new home being built that's there.
What advice would you give then to people that are wanting to move to the area and build a home, or maybe buy their first home?
Know the area. Don't just look at an MLS book or go to, if you're sponsored by Zoom or Zillow, or not Zoom, Realtor.com or Zillow, I apologize in advance. But don't go to those, not know the area, and buy a house that you know nothing about where you're moving to. Because whether you're in Mountain City to Greene County, there's a lot of miles. And we laugh about the state of Tennessee and how expansive it is. There's a lot of miles between Mountain City and Memphis. Well, there's also a lot of miles between Mountain City and Greene County. So every municipality, every area has something different about it. It has a different way of doing things, a different way of looking at things, different types of neighborhoods. There are some areas that I can say be very cautious of. There is history in that area. Then there's areas that had history, but they've cleaned themselves up and they are wonderful neighborhoods now. So that's great, but if you don't know the area and you don't know what you're dealing with and you're coming here, you're coming with blinders on, and you need to know, you need somebody that's going to advocate for you and make sure that they are looking out for your best interests.
What do you, you mentioned you've been here since you were 5. What areas have you seen the most change in when you think about how our East Tennessee is changing?
There's a lot of change in many of the areas, to be very honest. I would say Unicoi County, Irwin and Unicoi County, I'm seeing such great things happening in those areas. They've got good people that are running the townships in the area, and they really want to see the growth and they want to see good and positive things occurring. And I do think that that's happening there. Johnson County is starting to really grow and flourish. I remember, no offense to the guy that used to run that department, and I loved him dearly. He was an older man. He'd been doing it for 100 years, give or take. And his computer system was a steno book that he kept in his front pocket. And he knew everybody that was doing everything. He knew every road, every house. He knew everything there was to know about Johnson County. So he really didn't need a computer because it was all in his brain. But he was old and he was going to be retiring. But talking to him was amazing, but there wasn't a lot of growth occurring at that time. So Johnson County has grown beautifully. Carter County, the city of Elizabethton was doing well, but Carter County has started expanding around the edges and really fixing up some of the areas and doing some great things that way. It expands out towards Bristol and Sullivan County. and then it goes all the way up to the mountain, up towards Cloudland area. We really are seeing just good things in the whole area, to be very honest. They're all kind of catching up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I understand. What, for you personally, what legacy would you like to leave through your work? You're dealing with the cities, the towns, the counties, the builders, people in the trades, younger generation and older builders that are aging out. What legacy do you want to leave?
I want them to know that we were here. I want them to know that we did everything that we could to make sure that communities were being built well, that people were being taken seriously. What they wanted was what was important, not what some builder that came here from somewhere said, oh, this will look good or this will work here, but I'm not going to follow the rules. I want them to know that what they're living in is safe. You know, I've been talking all morning long with somebody about life safety and the integrity of the home and the dwelling. I want the houses to last. I want there to be pride in our area because the members of the Homebuilders Association built that house. They were the innovators of this new type of a project. The cold form steel that's getting used, the zip system that gets used. I want people to be able to look at that and go, I wonder if a Homebuilder Association member built that. That would be my legacy, what I would want my legacy to be.
That's awesome. And on a personal level, what does living in East Tennessee mean to you?
I love this area. Before we started having children, we thought we would move on, my husband and I. We thought we would move to bigger area because of his job. It would have made sense for us to go. And then I found out that I was 5 months pregnant with our oldest child. And we kind of went, okay, hold up. And then we had that oldest child and went, why would we leave here? This is a beautiful area. We are in upper Northeast Tennessee. That's the way I distinguish it across the nation. When I'm dealing with everybody else and they say, oh, you're in East Tennessee, we are East Tennessee. And the Eastern Grand Division of Tennessee is the most beautiful part of Tennessee. Period, hands down. I'll put my area up against anybody's area. But we are in upper Northeast. And I'm very proud of that. I like to be able to tell people, I can throw a rock and hit a mountain, or I can throw a rock and hit a river, or a lake, or a theme park in Dollywood. I can do everything I want to from right here. I got Bristol Motor Speedway. What more do we need right here? We've got walk paths. We've got beautiful hiking here. And once upon a time, I used to do a lot of hiking, but that ship sailed. So the older I got, that ship really sailed. But we've got the Tweetsie Trail. There are so many things about East Tennessee that I love. And I love my backyard, where I can just go out, sit on my new deck, and it's quiet. I can hear the birds, I can see the sky. You can't get that in a lot of places. And the places we were going to move to, I wouldn't have had that.
Yeah. Well, Lisa, thank you for your time. Thank you for your work with the Johnson City Area
Yes.
Homebuilders and paving the way for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years of what our kids are going to grow up in. And thank you for sitting down with us today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me, and I will still be here in 5, 10, 15, 20 years
counting on it.
at the Homebuilder Association, yelling at everybody and going, why did we do that? So,
And how can folks get in touch with you? What is your website?
our website is JCAHBA, so that is our acronym, Johnson City Area, that's important, homebuildersassociation.org. You can always call me on the phone, 423-282-2561. If you know me well, you'll have my cell phone number. Not giving that out. But it all comes to my phone. I answer unless I don't want to. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that. But I answer all hours of the day and night. I don't mind. I love it when people want to know more about our area.
Lisa, you're a great friend. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Andy.